Fighting Talk back again today. I'm delighted to be joined by Perry the Predator Goodwin ahead of his bout against Chris Bungard at Cage Warriors 164 this coming Saturday at the Virtue Motors Arena, Newcastle. Perry, it's been a while, mate. How are things?
Good, like I say, I had to take a little bit of time off after the last one, so I'm ready to go now.
Look, you had a bit of time off from the sport. Was there any sort of consideration to stop then? I know you spoke about this being your last one. We'll touch on that later, but you've had that time away. What have you sort of been doing and working on in that time away?
I got married, which was the biggest thing that's happened to me in a long time. Pretty much changed after that. Stopped drinking, stopped abusing my body, which I was a black belt in abusing my body. I was I was a sex gremlin. What can I say? I loved it. But I've done now. I don't drink. I spent this year. It's been the most disciplined year of my life. And I was finishing work on a Friday and just like, I'll run a marathon. Ran a marathon and just start personal best, smashing out and everything I do, running and all that. And then I was like, I'm ready to fight. So I'm ready to go now.
And what a way to finish the year, of course. A fight on Cage Warriors in your hometown against Chris Bungard. Just how nice is it for you to be back, pulling on them yellow gloves and on a big stage in front of the home crowd?
Well, this is the start of the year. I was like, I'm ready to go. Like I'm healthy. I'm fit for the first time in my life. I'm healthy anyway, and I was saying to Fisher, get me a fight. I would like to fight at home one last time. Just like one last fight, I would get at home. And it was like, we tried to get on the smaller shows. He tried to get me on his show. It's like these guys are the one that outpricing themselves. They want too much money, and I'm like, what I want to do. And in the end, it was like, right, get in touch with Cage Warriors. And they said November. I was like, why November? It's ages away. And then I'm like, I seen it announced in Newcastle. I'm like, oh, that's why November. So everything's all worked out. Everything I hoped for is all worked out. And I'm just happy to be here and happy to be fighting a credible name, because I didn't want to get fed to some young lion that no one knows. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting fed anyway because I ain't getting fed to no one. But I want to be fighting someone, a credible opponent, someone who's been around the game just as long as I have, and I'm happy I ended up with Chris.
The fight itself, you touch on that there against Chris Bungard. We know what you bring. We know what Chris brings. I mean, fight of the night?
Yeah, I would hope so. I'd just light him up for 3 rounds. It'd be nice, or just finish him early. That'd be no fight of the night thing. I don't want to play them games. But the way I look at it is the fight materialised, because I was looking for 66. Like I say, I look after myself a little bit now, so I'm not after cause much weight. But when he called me out, which is like the biggest bitch move ever, by the way, you're gonna call out a guy who's just been knocked out on your podcast. I'm like, wow. I'm a man. So I'm gonna pick on someone who's just been beat up. So, but he chose me, and probably a big mistake, which is his choice, and he decided to big me up on his podcast, but it was like, I see straight through it. Because his fans might say, oh yeah, he's quite good, yeah. But in reality, I've just been knocked out, spark out cold, and you're gonna call me out. That's the biggest bitch move alive, and he'll pay for that.
What do you make of Chris then as an opponent? What sort of game plan are you expecting from him? Look, he's somebody who's been around the sport for a long time. There's plenty of footage out there on him.
He's really good at winning rounds. He doesn't. That's all I really see. He's good at winning. He's an intelligent fighter. He knows when to turn it on. I do respect him as an opponent. It's not like a thing, but as far as him, I try not to look too much in what he's got to do. We know what he's going to bring to the game. He's going to bring to the table. Sorry, he'll be probably trying to stick to me like glue, and it's my job to show how fast I am, because I think that's the biggest difference between me and him is the speed. I think he'll find that out very fast, and that he doesn't realise how hard I can wrestle me. I'm just like a motherfucker. I've been training we've been training the North East Jiu Jitsu, we've been training the MFA, and of course TFT. We've been building up for all from the North East, just taking out all these gyms and working really hard, and it's class.
Look, we're touching it at the start. This is going to be your last fight. You've announced that already. You've said that. Why now? What's led to the decision to say, right, after this one, I'm done?
I've got bigger fish to fry at the minute. There's more life than fighting. Like I say, when this bigger lifestyle change come into play, like I was using fighting to have a healthy life. Like the only time I was ever happy was when I was in fight camp. Bear in mind, every fight I ever walked into, I thought I was a bag of nails. I thought this guy's gonna kick my ass. Like every fight, and like regardless of how I talked. And this is the first time that I know who I am as a person. I know I'm happy. Like I'll always train. I'll always train, but I don't need to compare myself. I don't need to prove myself to anyone anymore. I know who I am as a person, and I'm not a bad person, which at one point I thought I was a piece of shit. I'm not anymore.
Certainly not. Look, if you look back at your career, just how would you reflect on it? I mean, Cage Warriors, you had that shot for the featherweight gold. You had a great run at lightweight that first time through as well. Just what when you look back, what do you make of the career?
It was fun for a hobby, wasn't it? In reality, like all these guys that want to call themselves pro fighters and that, I'm telling you now, if you can't support your family, you ain't a pro fighter, and that's just how I feel about it. And I was a scaffolder who fought for a hobby, and I managed to get quite far. I'm not finished yet though. This one on Saturday is probably the biggest one, the best I've felt. Leading up to a fight, the hardest I've trained. Fight camp's been tough, don't be wrong. I say like all this camp, all this year I've been like working my ass off, barely having days off, and then put 10 weeks in, and like all these things come up, and it's like you've got to deal with. I deal with mental battles, physical battles, everything. It's just what fight camp brings, and I think it will show in the cage as well how mentally tough I'll be in there.
I know we just touched on it before we were started rolling there, but this was the first fight announced for Newcastle, and it feels like it was months ago it was announced. How nice was it for you to have that date, that opponent, that venue all set in stone so far out to work towards?
Well, I was already always working, so it wouldn't really make a difference this time. It'd have been nice when I was a big fat alcoholic and I had to cut all the weight. That'd have been nice then, but right now it didn't really make much of a difference. But I feel like when it was announced, like pretty much most of the tickets were sold. Like nothing was happening. I was like, why are we the only fight on the card? I feel like we're the people's main event. Don't get me wrong, I probably sold about 4 tickets. like, and that's all my friends and family. There's all 5 of them will be coming. And I got friends coming flying back from Dubai to watch me fight because they know it's my last one. There's not a lot of us, and they still didn't use my bloody link, man. I swear to God, like I don't get paid enough as it is, man. And like you ain't gonna use my link, but props to them. Thanks for coming over, and thanks to everyone who's going to be there as well.
What's it going to be like then to have that support there for the last one, and in such a big arena as well? I mean, the Virgin Motors Arena, we've seen it packed out with PFL. It's going to be rammed, and I know what it's going to be like for your walkout. But what does it mean to you to be fighting there in the last one? I
feel like I'm going to be the away fighter at home. I swear to God, like, because the main event guys, like the Scottish guy, don't be wrong, I don't follow him too much.
McEwen,
yeah, he sold like 350 tickets before his name was even thing. That's all. He's a jock, and then you got like Chris Bungard. Probably, he does a post. He gets like 500 people likes it. Like I said, he's like 500 likes or something. I think I do a post, like 20. Like we got to look at the thing. I'm going to be fighting away at home. Like I got the same feels as when I walk in when I first started. My first fight on Cage Warriors was in Liverpool, the Echo, and I fought Ellis Hampson, and that was I wanted the same feels as that, and that was a dominating performance. I feel like it's going to be another dominating performance.
Finally, then, what can fight fans expect from you come next Saturday?
I think I was set him on fire. Like I think he doesn't realise how hard I wrestle, how hard I work, how hard I grapple. The speed difference is going to be shocking for him.
Finally, then, can I get a prediction off you before we see the fight going?
I'd like to get a finish. But I'm happy with the 3 rounds of lighting him up. So I think that's what will most likely happen. I think I'll set this game plan. It'll be a disciplined performance from myself, and anything that he can do, I think I can do a lot better.
Perfect. Perry, thank you so much for your time, mate, and all the best. Thank you.